Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, wow. Good evening. If you're here, please let me know your name in the comment section. Hi, everyone. I'm sure people will be like, you, this woman, you are still doing this today. What's going on? What is going on? Well, here I am doing what I have to do. I want to copy the link and drop it for um okay, this one. Copy. Let me drop it in the Kiki for Planto. Hi everyone. I'm waiting for more people to join in. I'm waiting for more people to join in. Good evening. How are you doing? How are you doing? Kike Lomo. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I had the most amazing day. The most amazing day. I had the most amazing day. Thank you so much. Hi, Bridget. Please let everybody know on the group that we are live, okay? Hi, Adedeji. Hello. Forward it to Josh and say you should call the guest. Hi, good evening. I hope you're all doing great. I'm super excited to be here today on my birthday, celebrating with you guys. Oh, you guys missed. Oh my God, the program was awesome. It was everything awesome, everything amazing. We had so much fun and we impacted a lot of women. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so while we are waiting for more people to join in and waiting for our guest as well, I particularly invited an amazing bio. Ask if he has a bio. An amazing guest speaker, to come and share with us, because I understand that, we all feel like because of the way the economy is, like business is not booming, like people are not selling. And I don't know who sold that narrative, right? Welcome, Ijoma. Hi, how are you doing? Tokwe, thank you so much. I cannot even wear bling right now. The bling is too heavy for the weakness that this body is feeling. So I cannot even. We had the most amazing day. But we've got to do this. So I don't know who sold the narrative that, businesses are not selling or thriving because of the way the economy is and all of that. I just wanted to know. And, when my guest told me about the topic, thriving as a business in a seemingly, meaning that, we just assume, it seems like, but is that really the reality? Is that really the reality? In a seemingly chaotic economy. That topic was so amazing. And that's why I even expanded it as we are here right now. Victoria says, hi, coach. I thought you would be sleeping by now. I am not sleeping. I still got to show up for my people. This is my birthday gift to you all. Like we did the empowerment thing today. We've impacted a lot of people, but this is my own, empowerment and support to you all, because I want everyone to understand that businesses are thriving even in this economy. I mean, honestly, I feel like if Rachel is to say, she would say that This year she has made more money in the first half of the year than she did the whole of last year. And what does this say? What does this say? It says that people are still buying. People are still buying. What's up with my guest? People are still buying. Ask if it's okay now. I need him in. So if people are still buying, why then do we have that belief that, you know, businesses are not working? And the moment you start saying people are not buying, it even stops you. It limits your morale. You don't push as much as you should push. Thank you all so much for all your birthday messages. Almost plenty. You guys choco. Happy birthday, Kiki. Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, beautiful. Wishing you fruitful years with sound health. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much. Victoria says we really had a wonderful time. Thank you so much. I want to thank all my volunteers today. They worked. Oh my God. They worked. I want to thank my team, my tech team. They worked. Judge Diamond. Oh, I love you all so much. I honestly do. So I appreciate you too. And yes, trust me, I cannot move my body. You see the way I'm just packaging my body. You just see me doing like this because I'm tired. But we have to do this. Because I want you to know that businesses will not just survive. They can actually thrive even in this time. So when my friend, my brother, my paddy, you know, we had a conversation and I'm like, oh, you have too much knowledge, too much talent. Come and share with us. Focus on my guest. Mr. Diamond, where's my guest? We ain't got time. And we're live on Instagram and live on Facebook. So where's my guest? Please, I need my guest now. Okay? Okay, so happy birthday. I thought we were having fun today. Our teacher is celebrating. You people don't want to come to class. You are on your own. You are on your own. You will come to class because I need you two to become Coach Kiki so that you can start impacting the world in a positive way. So we finished the program at about past 5. And, you know, I just gave myself time that, you know, I still have to show up here today because it's so important, especially as you're starting your business or you're navigating into a new business, for you to understand that your mindset actually is very important. That the way you see your business, the way you project your business, the way you show up for your business determines the success of the business. So happy birthday. Thank you so much, Madam Omolara. Where is my guest? I'm so grateful, man. Okay, so while we are waiting for our guest, I'd like for you to, for those of you that are watched your class, if you have any questions, do let me know. Even though the thing we're talking about today is more than just the Bling class, right? We're live on Instagram. All right, so my guest is almost here. You love my energy. I'm an inspiration. Oh, thank you. Do I have the bio? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, if my guest does not show up today, you know that there's no energy because I'm so tired. I'm just using this energy to wait for my guest so that I can introduce my guest and he can start. And then you and I, we will become somebody that is listening because my body aches. Rachel cannot live. See, she has not even changed her clothes. That's how tired she is. They literally dragged me, removed my makeup. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is what happens when I'm stressed. Okay, so here is the stress. Let me drink water. Give me 1 minute. We all sneeze, right? uh, okay. I've got my guest in the building. I've got my guest in the building. This buyer cannot see you, wake by me. But as I was saying, I ought to be tired. I am tired. But I'm excited to be here today because, like I said, I have a phenomenal guest. I have a friend, a brother, and someone that when, you know, the person your coach goes to is the coach of your coach. So if I bring the coach of your coach here, you guys should know how awesome you are to me, how special you are to me, because I can decide to just order and just keep him to myself and say, no, I'm not sharing you with the world. But guess what? I love you guys too much. See all the bad messages. See, you guys want to kill me with bad messages. So I've decided to share him with you. And when he said yes, it really did make my day, honestly. Somebody said, Rich Andrew, you guys, please leave me alone. My guest is here. We cannot do the way we used to do. Rich Auntie sneeze with sneeze. Somebody cannot sneeze in peace again. Eh? Is it Brooks Bling? You people will not let me sneeze in peace. You people, you know that we are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We cannot do the way we are always doing in our corner. So please, let us behave ourselves. We have a guest here. Okay? So as I was saying, it's been an amazing day. And today I have with me Kingsley James. I call him Oluwa Kingsley. Kingsley James version. He has plenty names for we the insider, but I'll not tell you all the name because very soon now, see finish will enter. You people start calling any. I cannot work like that. I've not, in fact, I will not give you contacts because I've not brought my coach for you to come and poach my coach. Okay? So I'm so grateful. Kingsley James brings over 20 years of cognate experience to the indoor design concept, right? Limited team, having been a key pioneer member that midwifed the emergence of this thing you sent to me, punishment in because me roju by me roju ni. Oh my God, somebody cannot speak English, and that's not the case. Me roju ni. So now, this thing is plenty. See all the money that this man has brought in. See the person you want to listen to. Hey, please get your note and paper ready. If you guys here will not take advantage, people on Instagram are taking advantage. People on YouTube, people on Facebook are taking advantage, and you are the inner carcass. So make sure you take advantage. You people wait, hold on the birthday greeting. When I read how much this man has brought in per annum, you people should just get your note and paper. I'll be pen and paper then because this is a serious matter. Kingsley is a consuming. I cannot tell you that part of the money because you people, your eye is too open to money. You people will now start wanting to be, hello, I'm your coach, Kiki's coach. No, leave my coach alone. The bottom line is the one you need to listen to. If you want your business to thrive, if you want your business to survive, if you want to change your mindset from Nigeria is hard, business is hard, it's time for you to change your mindset. Whatever country you are, it's time for you to change your mindset, okay? So, it's plenty. It's plenty. The only thing I want you to be doing now is just be living, welcome. You now greet the coach that is joining because I'm about to bring him up stage right now, but you guys are not clapping. It's birthday message that you are greeting me. Clap for the coach that you have today, okay? So, honestly, wow. When you want to know anything about strategic management, project management, risk management, driven by a solid compliance to corporate governance principle, he is the entrepreneur that you need, honestly. His instinct. If your coach that you guys always say, coach, goes to somebody as a coach, then, I mean, you really just understand what I'm talking about. Hey, I love the clap. Keep it coming. Welcome, senior coachee. Senior coachee, we are welcoming you. All right, yes, bring the love in. I'm about to bring him up stage right now. Hi, Oluwa Kingsley James. Thank you so much for being here today. I know that you are still at work because you want to do this for me, and I'm so grateful. Everyone is so grateful. Thankful. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations. I can see
Thank
that
you.
you're still having fun.
I did. I did
Thanks
have
for the
fun. It was yes.
your cohort
Thank
in
you.
that team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. I'm excited to have you, and I'm going to go backstage so that I can write my notes. And we're ready for you. Just so you know, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram, and we have people in here as well. So we are all ready and excited to hear from you. Like 4 or 5 people have called me that, how did you get Kingsley to do this? I'm like, don't worry, y'all. Is a inner gist. So they shouldn't worry. So I'm excited, and we're all grateful for the gift of you. So we're gonna let you do your thing, and we're just ready. We want our business to thrive in this seemingly chaotic economy. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay. Thank you
Mr.
very much,
President.
Kiki. We, we thank. I hope everyone can hear me. Let's
We
be
can
sure of
hear
that
you
first.
loud and clear.
Fantastic. I'm happy to be here. I mean, when Kiki called me, I, I, it's impossible to say no to Kiki, especially for something that develop the entrepreneurship mind of individuals, young or old. Um, People in the last 1 year, especially if you live in this part of the world called Nigeria, or indeed in every part of the world that you live in, you will probably be asking yourself, is it worth it to one, leave my existing career to pursue a passion in business or to pursue a skill that ultimately end in being an entrepreneur? Some that already that are existing as entrepreneurs may also be wondering, is it worth the wahala? Should I go back to my six-figure salary and forget all this headache? And some are hoping that they could just manage for a while before they stop. It's not that gloomy. The entire scene is not as chaotic as the theme of our conversation today sounds. The way we are going to do this is more an engaging uh, platform today. I don't know how you've been doing it before, but I like to be very, very practical. So we probably will be taking a lot of questions after the initial preliminaries and delve into how practical we can be. What are your own issues? Where are you um, getting those challenges from? And how can we truly deal with them within the knowledge and space that we have? That's the style I think we should do today. Thereafter, we'll put a bit of a communicate together and I'll share with the administrator so that I can share with everyone that joined or that did not join so that we can then have something to refer to later. But let us first take some few data. And I'll start with Nigeria. I don't know. Is there a way I could find out where people are from, just so averagely I can know the kind of demography that I'm talking to? Is there a way?
Absolutely. We can actually just tell people
I
to
mean,
let
people
us
that
know
are
their
on now that are
location.
listening, is there a way to find an average where they are joining from?
Okay,
And
so
Oga
we have
Administrator
a
or is
lot
it
of
Kiki? I
people.
should be asking.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
All right, so we have a lot of people from the US, we have
Okay.
from the UK, we have from Canada,
Okay.
and we have from Nigeria. We have from different locations as well, but we have 4 of this location for most of our students.
Okay. Brilliant.
Yes.
So we'll try to juxtapose data from these 4 locations. At least with that, if we can transverse into just one Asian country, maybe China, that could help. Um, let us first understand what we think we are. Maybe, say for few of us, we all can be grouped into what is locally called the MSME, which is the general cohort. They put all entrepreneurs and businessmen, uh, which stands for micro, small, and medium enterprise. Micro, small, and medium enterprise, which means if you are frying uh, uh, cheeseburger, or you are selling t-shirts in your room from your parlor or from your sitting room, or maybe you are engaging in one form of trade or the other that is below a certain figure, depending on the country that you are existing, you are doing those business from, you will be termed a micro business. And then there are some that will then be termed as a small business, or some a medium business. So the reason why those classification is critical is because it helps with taxation, it helps with planning, it helps with how exactly you are going to quickly deal with the issues that could confront you as a business. It also clearly helps you when you're scaling. Scaling means if you're growing from a micro business to a small business, you then will understand that I haven't made this kind of profit or this kind of revenue, or that uh, kind of figure. You have already scaled up. So that helps, that calculation helps. But generally, we all experience the same thing. And those are the things I want to delve into. First, it is agreed that about 90, and please note that 90% globally of businesses are of the MSME classification. 90%. In Nigeria, it is 75% of businesses. That's how humongous we are when we put ourselves together in a cohort or in a group. Uh, in Nigeria, about 75% of those businesses are MSME. But globally, it is said that there are about 90 businesses catering for over 3 to 4 billion people globally. And if you know, what are the things that would then concern a business or an entrepreneur or a businessman when he or she decide to take that call? The first thing is funding, and practically most people say their first problem is funding. But the truth is, funding is actually the last problem. I don't know how much time we have tonight, but funding is really and truly the last problem. But majorly, if you ask 20 of us today, why have you not scaled? Why have you not done this? Why have you not started the business? They will say, oh, I'm trying to gather money. Oh, I'm trying to put this together. I need funds. So that is very general to most MSME, no matter where you're operating from. Another thing that concerns most places, no matter where, especially if you're in these 5 areas, the United States, the United Kingdom, Nigeria, Canada, and China, it could be, of course, to be concerned about the tax policies. What are the tax policies in your area, and how does this affect a business? Then, of course, structure, legal reforms, government policies, all of that could impact on your decision making. This, indeed, are the reason why we have assumed now that, oh, the world, the business world is in chaos. If you're in the UK, you must have followed the election. And the major 2 challenges or 3 challenges that was put against the outgoing gentleman, the Sunak, was that he and his team were not one pro-SMEs, which means they are very elitist in their thinking, bringing taxes, taxing too many common men and giving tax breaks to rich people. And the other is healthcare. Immigration was also key in the conversation. But this was not just there. It's the same thing happening in the US right now. Even though, just to be fair, the US government under Biden had improved the economy in terms of data and figures that we read by better performance in the last 3 years, growing, making unemployment to as low as 4.1, growing reducing inflation to 3.2% from 9.5 in 2022. Even at that, MSCME are still groaning and saying, oh, there are not enough jobs for people. Same in Canada, worse in Nigeria, and maybe same in China. So what do we do as businessmen today? What knowledge do we need to thrive? The first thing the first knowledge you need is the knowledge of your environment. And how do I mean? You can't succeed if you don't understand the environment that you are. And by environment, I mean, one, the country laws and policies as regards businesses. Two, the industry policies and program as regards what the industry's format and plans are. Three, the rules and regulations that guides your own trade, your own personal trade. You must know that. And then lastly, what really guides your business. I'll take an example of this in a global circumstance. So let's use our coach, Kiki. Kiki is into many types of businesses, as you know. But one of the ones that is popular is that she's a fashion enthusiast, and she does engage in some bit of trading. So Kiki cannot survive. Okay, maybe that's a negative thing to say. But she must understand where the country she's operating from and that she's operating with. So she must know what law guides businesses in Nigeria. For instance, she must go and register a business as the Corporate Affairs Commission. She must understand what the tax rates are. She must understand how many staff she can employ without paying taxes. She must understand all of that general rule. What benefits are there from regulatory agencies? Are there signage prices? She must understand that. And thereafter, she will now scale down to say, what is the fashion and creative industry saying? Recently, 1.5 billion was made available in Nigeria to members of the creative industry. Not sure a lot of people are even aware. There was a 5 billion through Sterling Bank. Not sure a lot of people are aware. There was a 40 billion given through Access Bank for women empowerment. A lot of people do not know. Now, these are industry conversations that you must know to try if you operate within that industry. Now, Kiki must then go down to understand what rules and regulation governs fashion. So, she's lucky to be in the West. If she's operating from the north of Nigeria, there are clothes that she can't sew. There are things that she can't even showcase in a shop because of cultural and religious issues. So she must understand that much to that level. And she can then go down to how her unique selling power drives a business as an individual. So that's what I mean by the environment. So when I said environment, you must understand that in a holistic sense. That for you to thrive, you must definitely understand how all of these factors come together to operate in your favor. And what are the information you have to thrive within that sector. When you've done that, you must also clearly understand the law. If I have my way, law will be a compulsory, at least on the GNS level, in the universities or college of educations or technologies, technical school that we go to. Because there's nothing you are going to do that is not going to have one legal implication or the other. And so basic contract law, commercial law, and co are critical. How does this help you thrive? You know, in businesses, there are only two ways to make profits. One is by increasing your revenue, and the second is by reducing your cost. Only two. So every other way will fit themselves under these two headings. You either are increasing your revenue or reducing your cost, or doing both at the same time. So how does law come in this regard? If you decided if you try to sign a contract or to enter into a business contract, a seemingly profitable business with another partner, and this person sign off, both of you sign off the contract, and a silent clause is imputed in the contract that you didn't see, or you didn't notice, or you didn't understand before you sign, the consequence can throw you to a loss right from the profit. And if that happens, you cannot be blaming your family people. That doesn't happen. You must then critically understand that it is the failure of understanding your legal framework that led you to that. People argue when I speak about law, for instance, to say, I don't have to understand law. I can hire a lawyer who will do all of this for me, and I don't need to do it. But guess what? A lawyer will advise you in the best possible way because it's a fiduciary responsibility. However, the lawyer can only advise you to the extent to which you show understanding of the matter. So when a case comes up or a contract is to be signed, the lawyer may ask you, what's your intent? What's the purpose for entering into this relationship? So if a government decide to sign a contract with you to build or to develop a creative enterprise, say Festac, the government interest necessarily is not profit. They just want to grow an industry and establish a hold on the tourism department of the state, thereby bringing people in and then taxing the revenue therefrom. But that's not your own intent as a businessman for signing. Your own intent is probably clearly to make profit, grow brand awareness, also underscore your the fact that they can remember your name very easily. You know, your top of mind awareness, which is called TOMA in marketing, right? You want all of that. However, when those two intents are put side by side, they then become glaring that you are toiling two different lines to the same destination. If you do not understand the legal framework that you are asked to sign or you are advised to sign, or you don't understand your environment clearly, you may, and you don't have to, you may falter. So I insist that in thriving, you must understand the legal framework around your business. The other thing that is critical is that you must understand, remember I've spoken about the environment, I've spoken about law, but you must also understand a bit of finance. Most businesses today will grow or fail because they do not understand the financial intent of the business. So some businesses, let me put it this way. I don't want to be too academic today. Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs may be popular or known by most of you. and it defines man's needs in about 5 graduating steps, from the basic to the self-actualization. Now, products are also aligned in terms of segmentation in that way. So you're either appealing to the man who has a basic need and just want to eat and sleep and be in good health, or you are appealing among the value chain to the top, to the man whose interest is what is giving back to the society or how what it does impact on people. So research has shown, or even lessons have shown, that what you do at that basic level is different from what you do at the elitist level. And that's why, forgive me if I use a Nigerian example, a popular chocolate drink called Suko exists side by side a drink like Milo, and they both are making their sales, but they appeal to two different segmented market. So once you understand that as a business, you can then begin to tailor your product to that direction. So it is wrong to be positioning your product, as much as I've learned about branding, as an elitist brand while selling at a basic level. It's a mismatch. And it would be wrong to have segmented your market to be an elite while then marketing to at the basic level. So in marketing, it's stamped in letters A, B, C, D, graduated like that. So that's something too you need to understand to help you scale. To help you even thrive. What is my market? How have I segmented them? Who are they? What are the demographics? And what are those demographics interested in? Remember, we have long passed those days where we make products and go and find the market. Today, we research the market and make a product to fit the market. So it's the arrow is now opposite sides. So if you're doing that in your business, say you are again you do one of the creative stuff that Kiki does, putting stones on face cap, for instance, on your hoodie. It means there are people that will not, they know that they can't wear your hood, but they're just not your market. So if it's that to go and meet, say, a Professor Wole Soyinka, for instance, he will take your hood, but clearly he may not be excited about wearing it. But the hood might be something beautiful for a whiskey or a Bonobo. So then demography come to play. So we should understand that in this kind of economy. Now, having put these 3 or 4 items in front of you, let us then get into the practicality of this general basic knowledge in an economy that is chaotic. And permit me and forgive me, I hope most of you are in one way or the other familiar with Nigeria. I don't think, in terms of data available to us, that any of them, of the 5 countries I've mentioned, I repeat, United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Nigeria, and China, are experiencing worse economic chaos than Nigeria. I don't think any. And I'll give you the facts. Today, Nigerians' inflation rate is about 33.69. Food inflation rate is about 40. Our naira exchanges to $1 or a pound at 2,000, $1 about 1,530 today. And then we also see that beyond that, inflation rate, I've spoken about inflation rate, out of school children rate is high. People cannot access credit. Because the lending rate, which is the function of the MPR, is currently at 28%. It means no bank possibly can lend you any fund below 32, 35% today. All right. And then it further tells you that the bank ability to even lend have been constricted by high CRR of almost 40%, or is it 48% as we speak, which means banks must save 48% of their money with the CBN and cannot sit down doing nothing. Now, with all of that, forget the policies of government to kill inflation and all of that. It gives you a gloomy perspective of the Nigerian economy. But what I say all the time is that the best time to make money in any economy you exist is when there's a seeming chaos, when things look difficult, when it is almost impossible, when those of you who are able to jackpot and leave us here, pack your load and leave. That's the best time. Because it is the same principle that applies even in the stock exchange market, right? Why is that the best time? Because technically, there will be less people around to even compete with. So first, in terms of competition, you have less. And so I'm going to use Nigeria as an example of how you can tap into opportunities as a businessman in a chaotic economy. And if you are living outside Nigeria, know that there are business opportunities now here that you can tap into even if you are abroad. So while I've not discussed the businesses one by one, I'll discuss the opportunities. Okay? First, because access to finance is now very, very tough locally. I've given you the reason. CRR at 48%, MPR at 28%, rates, interest rate at 32%. It's difficult for businesses to thrive. If you have access to free money abroad, or you are lending, you are getting your loan at 2-3% per month, even if you invest it in Nigerian treasury bills today, you make more money than the money you keep in your bank with your bank interest rate abroad. And if you are in Nigeria, of course, it is opportunity to seek for funding externally. It's tough. It requires that you have a lot of credibility. It requires that you have a lot of goodwill, and you are honest in your business, and you have a structure that people can see and trace. But I'm saying this is the time that funding becomes more available. What's the other opportunity? The other opportunity is in the return on investments, or what we can term profit on each naira that you put in. Depending on which business knowledge that you have and who you understand, what you know, when a country goes through economic chaos, be it recession, depression, or which of them, or right, it is that time that those opportunities shows themselves. I've mentioned that there will be less competition. I've mentioned that there will be opportunity for access to funds, but there's also huge return on investment. You know what we say in business? We say the higher the risk, the higher the return. So in a risky environment, there's higher return for your funds. Because again, there are limited people providing services or products. So that's another reason to take notes where there's a chaotic economy. You also should also see that, oh, what do I do? What do I personally do? No matter what you do, there will be somebody to buy. There will be definitely somebody to buy. But the problem is, do you know that person? So if you follow the analogy initially that I mentioned, that today we research the market, segment it properly before even curating the product. If you do that, you find out that, yes, you now have more opportunity now. Why? Again, going back to less competition because more people are not producing during a chaotic time. So you can have opportunity to then either grow, scale, or start a new business. People argue that customers' purchasing power is low at that time. So what would they buy? What would they have to buy? Why would they buy? It's not entirely true that in a chaotic economy, purchasing power is too low to procure. It's not true. What happens is that procurement is now prioritized. Today in Nigeria, our Owambe level still happens. Champagne still flows. And every weekend, there's a party. I happen to be one of the people who works in one of the biggest event center in Nigeria, or at least in Lagos, which is the Eko Hotel and Suites. It's booked all weekends. You rarely find a date. And half of them are parties. Okay? So, where are all the... I learned 2 years ago that Nigeria is the highest buyers of champagne. 2 years ago. I don't know the current figure now. So, again, those are opportunities. Now, you also know that the opportunities caused by nature. For instance, COVID was one of them. It was recorded that Netflix and Zoom were almost going into extinction, or at least they were going to file for file that their business is not going well. But then came COVID. Then people have to sit at home. Netflix and chill became popular. A meeting by Zoom became popular. And thereafter, we've had so many online meets. This that we are doing tonight may not have been easily possible 5 years ago. But now, we can meet at any time, at anywhere, online, by virtue of that chaos that nature brought upon us. So anywhere you also see nature caused chaos, be it hurricane, be it flood, whichever, there are also opportunities. And it's only those who open their eyes wide enough and are discerning and are prepared that can take those opportunities. Yes. So that's one way again to see businesses when you get into a chaotic economy. But in Nigeria, people also ask me, which is part of the things I want to say to round up this part of I take individual questions and analyze them better. People tell me that, oh, you know, most of the people here have jackpot and they are doing well abroad and they do not need to worry about what's happening. In fact, many are still packing their bags. I wish them well and I pray that they do well. What I'm saying is the general conviction that is brought by science. For every area that you find yourself, that 5, 4, 10, 50, 100 people gather, there will be consumption. And once there's consumption, only those who are smart enough to start a production will benefit. But when you start production and you start making money, it's an easy means to grow a competition. And when the competition starts, it draws down the value, the price of a product. So it's science. It's science. So if we are 200 million in Nigeria and initially 50 million of us are producing, and because of whatever reason we have reduced to 10 million, consumption haven't reduced, only that 40 million have gone out. So if we are 200 and 40 production guys go out, maybe with other 40 and are not producing, we still have 120 now to be served by 10 million. So you can see that the people who produce now have higher opportunity to sell, whatever way you look at it. So while we hope that individual business can be scaled, individual business can be attended to, we are very sure that there are opportunities and privileges in any business that you do when it seems that everything is turning against you. Now, because we have a diverse group here today, we would like to take sample survey of you that are listening, of your personal or specific challenge, and then we can then provide suggestions to those who are, maybe people can take a lesson from that, and thereby driving the message home and better than the general peripheral conversation that I've given prior to now. So I hope we can take this as my introductory remarks, and then we can spend the next few minutes that we have to take very serious concerns that you might have in your business and why you think you require
We can't hear you. Are you still there? Mr.
Guide
Kingsley
us through
James?
this process. Yeah.
Okay, I lost you for a
Did you
few
lose me?
seconds. Just few
I was
seconds
saying
when
that
you were talking about you're about to take questions, right?
Yes, I want you to, I don't know how this works with you. I am saying I've spoken about the general ways and challenges and otherwise that we can scale or we can even thrive when in a chaotic environment. But I'm saying it's important to benefit from this session if we take individual experience to say, oh, I, Kingsley James, I live in Canada. I do.
Hello, Mr. Kingsley James. I can no longer hear you. Can anyone hear him? Is it just me? Are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh,
except if you have thrown me away.
No, I haven't. I never will. I don't intend to. Okay, so all right, so couldn't hear you too. Okay, so I can see you now and I can hear you. You were talking about personalized questions, talking about I'm in a particular location. This is what I do. These are the kind of challenges I'm having, so that you can actually answer specific personal questions. Right. Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
So I believe that we should have a lot of questions. I hope, I wish they can help me get the questions on Instagram, especially. If you can check for me, please. Because I know a lot of people have questions, but if you're here, drop your question, please, while I ask my own question. Right. So I'm going to ask my own question, and I believe that it's something that you all can also resonate with, but I want you all to drop your questions as well. So you talked about so many things. Thank you so much for that deep insight, honestly. It's been amazing. I mean, the data and everything is just so amazing to know that 90% and 75% and the 40% inflation, everything is just making sense. You mentioned something that really resonates with me, and that's customer purchasing power. A lot of times, people say things like people are not buying, and I'm saying to them, but people are buying. People are not. How can you say? So I'll use myself because I know you want us to personalize it. Last year, my business went a little bit down this way, and the exchange rate was not even as high as this. And there was one thing I noticed in my fashion business, in my store, that when we sell shoes and bags, which we started with initially, we have more people buying, we have more people coming into the store, right? But after during COVID, our shoes got spoiled. Everything, shoes, bag, we ran at a loss of over 10 million naira just on shoes and bags. In fact, by the time we calculated it, it was going to like 28 million. We were able to sell some on sale, which we still sold on loss. But guess what? We realized that people stopped coming to the store. The buying wasn't as it used to be. But most importantly, I didn't feel people coming into the store. And it was a big issue for me. Yes, we were selling online. But you know, when people come into the store, they come for one, they are able to pick multiple things because they see it. So this year, last year ending, we started the shoes and bag back, invested a lot of money, pumped money into it. And in the first 6 months of this year, we've made more than we made the entire year last year. Because we had to go back, just like you said, go back to the drawing board. What is not working? Now, this is to my question. We are still struggling with people now coming into the store. So you talked about customer purchasing power and their priorities. How do we now make sure that as a business, we just don't want to be an online store? We want to expand on the brick and mortar space, which is huge that we have. What are the things we can do, or how can we just salvage this situation such that people can actually walk into the store to purchase things, and you know, that way they can even buy much more? I think for me, that's one of my questions.
Okay, let's quickly use that because I want to have way for more questions. I don't think I should be answering your own questions, but it's
I'm
nice.
just dropping the question while I wait for more questions.
I get that. Okay, now there could be a quagmire of issues there, and I'll break them down. The first, if we use your story, the information is not enough, but I'll just use what you said to design answers. The first thing is, it's not really about the purchasing power alone of your customers. Okay? It is your own innate desire to drive market through your physical store, assuming or thinking that as soon as they come to the store, which is the usual thought of everyone, they buy more than what they have assumed they want or purpose to buy. Because they've seen this lace, and as they are doing that, they saw a cap for their husband, and they saw a hood for their daughter, a shoe for their cousin. They might end up buying more, and that's what everybody wants, right?
Absolutely.
But there are a few things we must check, and I'm not saying they're particular in your case. One,
okay,
why are your customers not coming? Is your store convenient location for your customers? How you do not know that? The customers that have bought from you, how did they buy? Do you keep data? If you do, what are their ages? What are their assumed income? And again, remember, purchasing power is something new, but the power to purchase is limited by the ability of expenditure you can take with it, right? So you then will first check your store, how convenient it is for people to come. So if I live in Chevron and your store I know is in Ikeja, and I want to buy a dress of 50,000, I would rather sell the money to you, because it will cost me more to come and go back and still buy 50,000. Except I'm looking for some unique skill, and that's where I'll go next. That for them to come to your store, you must create unique experience that you can only garner at the store. Take, for instance, sewing and measurements, styling. Okay? So no matter how far the person is, if the person wants to do a fitted dress, the person must be measured now. If the person measure himself and send to you, you might say, oh, why you are taking the risk? Can you come to the store? And though you can use that thing, that measurement they send, you need pretend that you can't. So they can come to the store only for that. And by virtue of that, you can sell other things. Another thing is your communication. Is when you throw out your PR comms, what are you telling them? You can't be telling them to go and buy online and expecting them to come to the store. You must be deliberate. And when you're then, buying online is a convenient way lately. So you are running against the tide already. So you must then be deliberate about giving value at the store. Okay? Then you must also segment your market. Right? So when you're pushing your PR stuff online, for those online who buy, you then tell them that whatever they want is available. But you mention, you give them teasers about what's not available. There's also a growing store for children. Oh, we now have a growing store for men. Oh, we now have a growing collection for this. And you throw in those teasers. Right? And you say, please come to blah, blah, blah to say. A store in the UK that sells suits will insist that you come and test. And what they did was to say, anywhere you are around London, they will send a taxi to pick you. Okay? They will send a taxi to pick you anywhere you are around London. So those of us young men who travel to Nigeria for holiday, first, what we are so empty that I want to tell people that that's where we bought our suit from first. So that's the driving force. But we can buy it online. But they are insisting that if you're in London, come on, fit. Fitting is free. We'll send you a taxi and you take a glass of champagne. Okay? So, and then I come. Unknown to me, they will have woven that cost into the cost of the suit anyway. So instead of telling you that they are doing sales and a suit of 250,000 is now 200,000, they will say the suit is still 250, but we'll send you a taxi and we'll give you a glass of champagne. Right? So that's also another way. Then you must also check your government policy. Government policy in your state or your environment may be inimical to physical presence. Remember, there was a time they said everybody must wear a mask during COVID. So already they've discouraged people from going out. But now that they've also opened it up, that you should come, you should wonder what are the government policies. If your store is by a place that is like going to my 12, where you are unsure which one is one way, which one is not one way, and people come, and out of 5 people that come, 3 are arrested by last man, they will not come. Okay? So those tiny details need to be looked at. But lastly, you must check the lifestyle of your customers. Right?
Okay.
You must always
Thank
be
you so much.
interested in the lifestyle.
I'm going to stop about me because we have questions from people. And like you have said, it's not about me, right? Okay. So I'm going to take questions.
No.
I have Deliana. How do I strive more sales to my business, having a big challenge on population number, as we are not much in numbers in my country?
I didn't get that, please.
Country. So she said, how do I strive?
Say that again.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How do I strive more sales?
I can read the question.
Yes, it's on the screen.
I can see it.
Okay, that's the question. Deliana, can you mention your location, please?
I wanted to know.
Yeah. I think she's from Cameroon.
What does she do? What does she sell?
She more sales. Well, she's part of our students. I don't know what else she does. She's from Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea.
Okay. So do you have an idea of what she produces, what she sells?
Well,
Oh, that's
she
easy.
just joined our class,
Fashion.
so I yes.
Okay. So maybe I should make her pay for more classes. anyway, anyway, um, look, if you are in a low population or low density country like Equatorial Guinea, the world is now a global village. So the first thing you should know is that you cannot sell more than the people that are there. So first, expand your market. That's the first thing.
Mm.
The second thing is the people that are there, you must understand what are they buying. In the US, they have two different, their stores are merchandise per their weather. So you go at summer, you see summer clothes. You go at winter, you see winter clothes. Now, if you are producing only winter clothes, you know that you have a window, you have what we call a peak period that you can have cash, you can sell, which is during the time that your products will be merchandising. So you then know that it is winter in US at this time, but it is not yet winter in Canada. So you then move product to Canada in the winter of Canada. And this is quite easy if you join cohorts. There are cohorts now that buys your products and then help you merchandise them across globally if your product is up to the par and standard, right? So when you hear that Gucci is being sold, or even Sony, you see Sony made, no, let me use Toyota. You see Toyota made in Dubai. You see Toyota made in China. You see Toyota made in Japan. You see Toyota made in, those are companies that are scaled up to franchise their brand to the extent that they have commercialized their business in a matter that appeals to that demography. So if you are living where your market is small, you can grow the market by creatively understanding the market with your product. But the next best thing is to create new markets. And thank God for the internet, it can create new markets. So if you advertise, I know people now who deliver clothes from Nigeria to Canada to the US, and I think Kiki is one of them, to the US, to the UK. And some of them, they don't like Kiki as a person. But because Kiki's design is what they want to sew, they can even buy that material in Switzerland. But they can't sew it in the style that Kiki is presenting it. And so they'll be forced to say, buy it, ship it to me. Right? So, at those kind of people, you can charge them whatever. You know? Because they are now in your elitist demography. Price is not the issue. Quality is the issue. Right? They only get angry if what they get versus what they order is different. Otherwise, they are fine. So I think that's what Deliana should look into. She should internally, to summarize, she should segment her products to a segmented market and then get data about that market. That market, of course, when she gets the data, she can then begin to tailor her product to the different emotional position of that market. That's how to scale up in that space. But she can also then scale up globally. That's what I would advise.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I totally agree. You mentioned earlier, yes, it is about just expanding your reach. And I mean, we do that all the time by making sure that people outside of Nigeria can get to see our products. So the next question is on the screen.
Okay, I have a fashion store, but my overhead cost is killing me. My revenue is reducing and my cost is increasing. Okay, okay, first let me do some bit of theory before I go to the practical of that question. You know, in theory, there's something in production we call sunk cost. Sunk cost is spelled S-U-N-K. In cost accounting, it is that cost that is irrelevant to your decision-making process. So let's say you have a store, a fashion store. That store rent costs $10 per month, right? Then you have 10 machines that can produce 3 clothes, 3 fabrics per month. Okay? So it means totally your capacity is to produce 30 fabrics in a month. But you have rent $10, right? You then have electricity, or what we call it, power or energy cost $50. You have transport cost, let's say another $10. Then you have material cost $50. Now, all these 4 costs, and I'm using as an example, are the costs you put together before you add what we call a margin. They are called cost of goods produced. Okay? When you then add a margin to that, it becomes the cost of goods produced plus your margin becomes the sales price. Are we getting that simple theory? And I'm trying to be simple as possible. It can be complicated sometimes. Now, remember, I said that you have 10 machines that can produce 3 products, 3 clothes a month. So the maximum cloth you can produce is 30. Let's say, let's not worry about the price of the cloth. But in this particular month, you have only got order for 25 clothes. It means you have 5 clothes to complete the capacity of your machine for that month, right? Now you sell each of your clothes at $10. So somebody walked into your shop and said, I want to sell 5 of these clothes at $8. Because you know, if you sell less than $10, it will make you go to a loss. Those $2 difference are part of the cost you have put together to achieve your sales price, right? So you then think that if I sell now at this price, I'm going to do a loss. Cost accounting says no. These 5 products, you may be able to take them at $8. Why? Because if you don't take these 5 clothes and you don't take any other clothes, you still have produced 25 clothes, Abi, in a month. But you still pay the same $10 rent, $10 for your rent. You still pay the same $10 for your electricity. It doesn't change. It's fixed. You produce 10, 5, 15. So you now, when you're doing the next cost that is lesser, you then remove the electricity bill, $10. You remove the $10 for the rent, which means your cost now becomes 100 instead of 120. It is that 100 that will form your cost for that product, for that 5. Okay? And then you divide it by 30 instead of by 25. You then find out that that product automatically becomes profitable. Okay? So you need to first understand that in cost management, that some cost is a cost that is irrelevant to your immediate decision. Whether you take that offer, that order or not, you will still spend that money. And those some costs as electricity costs, sometimes logistics, sometimes staff costs. Okay? Especially if your staff are not being paid per what they produce. Okay? So whether the end of the month, they will tell you, okay, where's my money? And you need to pay them, whether you sell or you do not sell.
Or not.
So once first understand that amends the way you see your pricing each time. But going to the real question, which is that my cost is killing me. My cost is too high. How did you get to your cost? Costs are divided into 2. There are fixed costs, which does not change no matter the level of product that you produce. Okay? And I'll give you an example. Your rent, if it is 300,000, it doesn't matter what you produce, it's 300,000. Right? So those are fixed costs. And then the other costs are the ones that react to your product. So if you want to buy a shirt, you have to buy button. You want to sew a shirt, you buy button. You buy cloth. You buy, I don't know what's made in the shirt anymore, really. I mean, but if you need 5 button in a shirt, you have to buy that 5 button. It's if you saw 10 shirts, you buy 5 times 10. If you saw 5 shirts, you buy 5 times 5. So that is responding to your that cost responding to your, they're called variable cost, right? So when you understand that your fixed cost is the same, your variable cost respond to the number of products that you sell per time, you will then be able to aggregate your cost. Until we do that in a life lesson, I cannot tell you that your cost is high. Because sometimes what we do as small businesses is that we put all costs on us that are not related to the business. Okay, so you have gotten a fixed cost, which is rent, salaries, and co. You have got to buy your fashion dresses. So the cost of going to the market to buy the fashion dress, you put it there, right? You now buy fruit on the way for family to eat at home. You put the cost. Then, as you are coming, you met your friend at the restaurant. You take the food, you pay for your friend as a big boy or big girl. You put it there. And then you decide to take Uber instead of taking Okada. You put it there, right? So how are you building your cost? And which cost are you passing to your business? Because some costs are not related to your business. So your mother came to greet you and spent 1 week, and you took money from business to give your mother to go home. It's not a cost to the business. It's that to be removed from your salary or director's fund. So sometimes it is aggregating this cost that's the problem. If I have more information about how you can get a cost, I can help you. But it doesn't mean that even if you have aggregated it well, it doesn't mean that you can still have a higher cost. If that happens, then it means you are in the wrong business. Your cost must not take over. Your cost must have a certain level to your sales price. In fact, your price is not determined until you know your cost. So when you do the other way around, you first fix your price. So you hear that, people are making money putting stones on shirts, so you don't have to start the business. You say, how much are they selling it? You say, they are selling it at $10. So you go and start, and you are in Lagos, or okay, if you are in Lagos, you are in Akure, right? You go and start. When you come to Nigeria, you now convert $10 to Naira at 1,008, and you say, it's 18,000 per one. Nobody in Akure will buy. Nobody in Akure will buy. But the woman in Cameroon selling in dollars will be selling every day, and we be queuing up. Because you did not understand the effect of an exchange rate and the location that you operate. It's not the cost, it is you. And you need to learn that in a business.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. This is really, really amazing. And I'll be kind to borrow them, my coach, because on this class, we cannot finish this question. So I don't know how I will have to, they have to come and meet you for more information. But I have one critical question. And this question is for all my students. What is the ideal profit margin for a business? So I know accounting has said 40%, 50%, minimum 40%. But is that an ideal profit margin? I'm going to make this the last question because I know time is not on our side, and we already have another question from Joshua. So maybe you take the two questions. The person that has a question for me, I will take your question personally, okay? So the question for Joshua is, he has a summer fair. He stays in the UK and he's 11 years old. He took this rhinestone class and he has been making waves in the UK. Himself and his mom, they've made for churches, celebrities. He's been making waves. And now he's having a summer fair in London this summer. And he's saying, how do I attract more customers to my store? And the mom intentionally brought him to Nigeria to come and take the course. So, and he's been really doing well. So he has this fear. How can he attract more customers? I mean, think about it, it's 11. How can he attract? He has, of course, a supportive mom that can do everything he needs to do. But how can he attract more customers to his store? And my question is, what is the ideal profit margin for any business? Maybe that will work for our kind of business. But what is the ideal profit margin? And that will be the last two questions for the night. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First, what's the name of that young man?
Joshua.
What's the name of that? Joshua.
Yeah.
Is that correct, Joshua?
That's correct, Joshua. Yeah.
Joshua, if you're listening to me, I am your fan. And I wish I am 11, or I can take back the years that I've spent so that I'm doing the amazing things and asking the amazing questions you're asking. So the next time it will be you speaking and I'm holding the pen and taking lessons, okay? However, because you have asked, I'll be honored to share that there's a popular saying that I had when I was slightly younger. They said winking in the dark is like winking to yourself. That people, you know what you are doing, but nobody does.
Absolutely.
And that is the base for marketing. Okay? I don't know what style applies in the UK today, but I can tell you for free, the answer to your question will be marketing. Now, marketing is a very humongous language. People use it very loosely because advertising as it encompasses is inside marketing. Okay? PR, as big as it is inside marketing.
Marketing.
Experiential, as big as it is inside marketing. And these topics, you can spend years and won't finish. Okay? Activation, as big as it is inside marketing. But the answer to me, brother, is marketing. Now, what are the few things you should take away that you should go and try? One, if I assume that you understand your product very well, you should understand that you first need to segment your market. By segmenting, I mean, who are the people you want to come to your fair? How old are they? Where can they be found? And if possible, how can I reach them? If you can answer these four questions, that's what you pay me probably a huge sum of money to even do. You have answered half of the problem, right? So if you want rich men who will spend money to come to your fair, then let's tailor a product, a communication that goes to them. And once we have done that, we'll say, where do they go to? Where can we find them? Or what do they watch? Where do they stay? So you cannot be wanting rich men and go and put your ad in Boromiro. They don't watch it. In fact, rich men don't watch TV most of the time, right? So we need to find out whether we need to start going to put flyers at golf clubs. We need to go to boat clubs. We need to go to, where they mingle, so they can hear and see and feel. You can plan experiences around your product to see that they can come and physically experience what you are doing. Of course, there's the power of PR. What PR does differently is that it shapes a mind that it doesn't see. I'll repeat that. PR shapes the mind that it doesn't see. So when you are curating the plan, you don't even see the person. And what you are doing is shaping his mind. So you can use the power of PR. So we can take private lessons for that, or private, I don't call it lessons, chat for that. But those are the nuggets that you need for now. I want to take the last question last, because it appeals to everybody, which is what's the ideal margin that a business should have. First, I must confess that it depends on your kind of business. Some business are 300%, some are 100%, some are 40%, some are 10%. Remember, I told you about Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. If you are selling a Bugatti, you may sell just 20 pieces a year, special edition. Each Bugatti may be the production cost, may be the cost of a Volvo, but you sell it 7 times higher. And people are paying 1% for the product, 70% for the branding. Okay? And you only sell less. But Bugatti cannot come and the radio is not working. Okay? Or the AC is not cold. So you have to understand that. Now, so clearly, percentage is not what you can box anywhere. But what I worry about is what determines the margin that you should charge. Okay? In accounting, and that's why I love accounting so much. When you start your accounting, what we call your P&L or your final account, or even your revenue and loss account, right? The local and simplest way to do is to say, what are the costs I need to produce this product or to sell this product? So you put all of them together, right? So when you put all of them together, they become a cost, a total cost. You buy shirt, fabric, you buy button, you buy thread, you do this, right? Then you then say, after I've done this, what is the cost, what you call the cost of goods sold? That is that cost less the revenue you have made. But remember, revenue is also derivable from your cost. So you will have added the cost, and then you say, oh, this is the total. And then you say, what margin should I have? Your margin is now determined by what your overheads are. So because your cost, except for when dollar goes up or goes down, or prices of material changes, will remain the same for a long time, as long as you are sewing the same design of shirt. Okay? However, what will change per time are your overheads. If somebody wants 10 shirts and your tailor can only do 6 shirts, it means you have to employ another tailor to do the remaining 4, and you have to pay him. So your costs have increased to meet the time of that 10 shirts. However, the person is still paying the same price for the same 10 shirts. All right? So what are the things that influence a margin? It is, after building your core cost, it is your variable or overhead cost. When you finish that, you now determine the purchasing power of your customer, or in other parlance, where have I segmented my product to be? So if you are producing water and you are selling at Lagos bus stop, you are likely going to be selling at 150 naira or 200 naira. Okay? But if you are producing the same water, the same brand, the same quantity, and decide to sell it in a school, say Lagos Business School, you might be selling at 350, 400. The same water, you are producing it. You now decide to go and sell it at Pinox, okay, a club in Nigeria. It might now move on quickly from that to 750 to 1,000.
Absolutely.
The same water, you now move it to boat club where billionaires go to sit down and have a drink. It now becomes 5,000, and they will pay happily. Without the one that is selling at 150 will tell you, can you sell at 135? Is it 130? Can you come down? The man that is buying at 5,000 will not ask you a question. So invariably, the purchasing power and the segmentation of your market define the price you sell. And your price now determines your margin. Okay? So if you say, what is the rule? 25% is actually the rule, not 40. Man. Because some of the products that you see today are actually making less than 10%. Those mass products you see, they make less than mass 10% in terms of gross net profit, right? However, that 10% is consistent and is over a huge volume. So say your Coca-Cola that produces about 3 point something million bottles every day. If it makes one naira, that's 3.5 million every day. Okay? So it will not like to play with that price too much. Or if you do 7 million bottles of Gouda a day. So those are the things that can influence a margin. But yes, 25, 40, 60, 80, all of them becomes irrelevant if you do not watch your overhead cost. Because by the time you make your gross profits, your overhead cost can throw you to a negative immediately. And you must watch all of that. So I hope I'll be able to address that without being too political on the question or too academic. Thank you very much. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, I can hear you now.
That is actually quite explanatory. And I feel like maybe with what we work with, it probably makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, we keep learning every day. So I'm excited about that. So I know that we're going to have more questions. We're having a lot of thank you, sirs, and thank you, sirs, and a lot of people learning and being excited. And Joshua is very excited as well. So I would like to end the program by saying, how can we find you? I know you don't really do coaching, but I know that if people reach out to you, you would work out something that would work for both parties. How can people? My voice is going. How can people find you? How can they locate you? If you can give us more information.
Well, I'm on social media as I am KJV. I am KJV. I think on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not sure where else I am. But I am KJV on social media. You have my email address, so you can share. I may not respond immediately, but I trust that I respond to every email eventually. If you email me on social media, it takes time for me to respond to. I'm very chatty, so WhatsApp is the fastest way to get me. Fastest because I will respond. However, if your question is deep and require introspection, I may not also respond. I may just say, I'll get back to you, or we'll schedule a time. So I'm not trying to be evasive. I'm just saying I'm available on all of these places and trust that I'll get to you. But if for any reason you don't get me on my social media handle or through my email, you can kidnap Kiki. She will deliver me.
Okay, I think I would love to really kidnap you. I wish that is possible, but I will make sure that. So I think what I would say is this: I see a lot of people actually have more questions, and they would probably want to have one-on-one. What I would say is, for anyone who is interested in having a one-on-one session, now, like I said, it doesn't do this, but it will be something that I really encourage that is done, so that we all can have more access to things. And so, anyone that would like to have a one-on-one session should come to me. By the time I analyze what you want, 'cause I don't want people to go and be chatting and wasting time. I want to know. I know that Joshua's mom will reach out. Let's find a way to help Joshua, harness the business by having a coach. I mean, I'm a coach, but having a business coach, somebody who has 20 years experience and who brings in annual income revenue that will choke you. You know me, I'm still a hustler. So make sure you reach out to me if you are interested in having a one-on-one. I would have an idea of what you want, and then I can now tell you, okay, depending on what you want, would now decide on the platform by which you can reach him. Okay, but it's not just for question. You want to have a one-on-one with him. I think for me, I'll feel more comfortable to call him because he's very busy. I'll have more confidence to say this person would like for you to be their coach for the next 3 months or for the next 1 month, and they have an idea of what they want to do. We just you need to put a plan together, and then you guys can go ahead and do your one-on-one. So please reach out to me if you'd like to have a one-on-one. I mean, we didn't even scratch the surface tonight. We didn't scratch the surface, but I am excited with you all's feedback. I mean, I'm seeing your feedback, and I'm just so grateful that we had this session today. I've put a social media handle on the screen. I am KJV on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I don't know if he's on Facebook. I mean, somebody that does not even really respond to Instagram and LinkedIn.
I'm on
I don't know
Facebook.
what to.
I'm on LinkedIn, so
He's a,
I respond faster on Instagram and LinkedIn.
exactly. I know you're on LinkedIn and Instagram. So he's on Facebook. So I am KJV. Just let him know you took the webinar session with Kiki, and as soon as he sees it, he'll be able to give you audience. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. KJV. That Mr. doesn't sound distinct to me, but I'm trying to be professional. So Mr.
I don't like
KJV,
it.
thank you so
KJV is okay.
thank you so much. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for
Bye,
being here.
everybody.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for having me. Yeah.
we are so grateful. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Alrighty. Bye. Bye. Oh wow, that was super amazing, guys. Super amazing. I'm so glad that I was able to bring him on board because honestly, he is rooted. And we're done. I'm tired. I'm gonna go sleep because right now the song I want to sing to you is what is it? Haven't you done enough? I'm tired. I love you all so much. If you have personal questions about the bling, reach out to me or drop it on the group. I'll respond to you, okay? I love you all so much. I'm gonna go rest now. Yes, Adeyemi, thank you. Temi T, I missed you today. I'm gonna go rest. I love you all so much. Have a good night. You will get a replay. Okay? All right. Bye guys.